Our star is one of those, our sun is one of those giant burning balls of gas. Now, our sun is it's huge, 864,938 miles across. You can fit 9 Earths right alongside of there, okay? So it's humongous, burning ball of hot gas. Compared to the Earth, if you put the scale here, there's Jupiter, which is the largest planet, then there's Saturn, then there's Uranus and Neptune, and then there's Earth. See the little tiny Earth there? Where's my little pointer thing? There's a little Earth. It's minuscule next to our sun. It's right there. It's minuscule. You can fit over 1 million Earths inside of that sun. So the sun is enormous. But our sun is actually not that big of a star. There's some that are much bigger. Here's our sun next to Rigel. That's a star out there. And there's our sun right there. And it's just a little bit bigger than the Earth compared to our sun. You can fit close to 1 million of our suns inside Rigel. But Rigel isn't by any means even close to the biggest or even the biggest category. Here's Rigel next to Catus Majoris. You can fit about 1 million Rigels into there. It's just incredible. So we're talking about gigantic, enormous balls of burning gas. That's what we're looking at there in the night sky. They look tiny because they're so far away. But actually, when you look out at the star with your naked eye, most of what you're seeing out there are not just giant balls of fire. You're seeing galaxies that have billions and billions of giant balls of fire, billions and billions of stars. Each one of those little dots, each one of these little dots, the majority of them are galaxies, which themselves contain billions and billions of stars. Give you some idea of the magnitude of this. Now, ancient people thought that those gods dwelled just a short distance away. They were all the same distance from the Earth, and they're a mile or two up there. We now know that they are light years away, and that the stars of Orion, for example, they vary greatly in their distance from the Earth. So here's Orion. The closest star to us is Bellatrix, which is 243 light years from Earth. The farthest one here is Anilum, which is 1,360 light years from us. The most distant thing in Orion is right there, and that's the Orion Nebula. That's a bunch of gas and dust and stars in their initial formation. And that's 2,000 times bigger than our sun, that thing right there. And that's about 1,500 to 1,600 light years from Earth. So they vary greatly. And to get an idea about what that distance is, what that distance involves, light travels extremely fast. In fact, according to contemporary physics, it is the fastest thing possible. Nothing can travel faster than the speed of light. Light travels at 186,000 miles per second. In 1 second, it goes 186,000 miles per second. If there's nothing to obstruct it, and you're on the Earth, shine a flashlight in any direction, and that light that comes out of your flashlight will circle the Earth 7 times in 1 second. You can't even count that fast. So think about, like, I turn on the flashlight, boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 7 times a second. That's pretty fast. And in a year, a light year is the distance that light will travel in 1 year. It's 6 trillion miles. Now, trillion is 1,000 billions, and a billion is 1,000 millions, and a million is 1,000 thousands. Light travels 6 of those in a year. So it travels unbelievably fast. And yet, though it travels that fast, it takes light 243 years to get from Bellatrix to us, and that's the closest star in Orion. It takes light 1,360 years to get to us from Anilam, even though it travels that fast. So if you go out tonight and you look up in the starry sky and you find Anilam there in the constellation of Orion, you're looking at light that originated. The light that's hitting your eyes originated from Anilam in 656 AD. In 656, Islam was just getting off the ground in 656. It had been 30 years old. The population of the Earth in 656 was 2,008 million. That's roughly the population of Pakistan or Nigeria. You're looking into the distant past, and that's how it is with all the stars we're seeing in the sky. We're looking at light that is hundreds and sometimes thousands and sometimes millions of years old. And if you had a telescope that was powerful enough, you could look at stars that are, the light's coming to you from billions of years ago. It travels extremely fast, and yet it takes so long to reach us because the universe is that vast. To get a better idea of this, think of this. The closest star we have to us is Proxima Centauri. There it is right there. See that little guy? It's Proxima Centauri. He's the closest one to us, a mere 4.2 light years from us. It seems pretty close, 4.2. But if you were to try to get to Proxima Centauri on a rocket ship, according to current technology, our rocket ships can travel around 25,000 miles per hour. It would take you 81,000 years to get to Proxima Centauri, and that's the closest star to us. Now, if you wanted to get to Bellatrix, the closest star in Orion, it would take you 60.5 times that long, or roughly 5 million years traveling in one of our rocket ships to get to Bellatrix, the closest star to us in Orion. And if you wanted to get to Anilam, which is the farthest star in Orion, 1,360 light years away, you'd have to go 360 times that far, and it would take you over 2 billion years, traveling in one of our rocket ships, 25,000 miles per hour. It would take you over 2 billion years to get to Anilam. And what's really crazy is that Anilam is relatively close to us by astronomical standards. It's not that distant. In fact, if you multiply the distance between us and Anilam 1,000 times, you'd be just over 1 million light years away. That would take you approximately to where the Leo T galaxy is. And the Leo T galaxy is considered one of our closest neighbors in the universe. 1,000 times the distance from us to Anilam. It would take us over 2 billion years to get to Anilam. 1,000 times that would still get you to one of the closest galaxies to our neighbor. In fact, astronomers say that anything within 100 million light years, 100 million, the distance that light travels in 100 million years, anything within that radius is considered a local object, a local star, or a local galaxy. It's right in our backyard, 100 million years, 100 times what it takes to get to Leo T. It's a pretty big place that we're dwelling in here. If you think of the whole universe like the Earth, okay, if the universe was the size of the Earth, then the distance between us and Anilam, 1,360 light years away, is roughly the distance between your couch and your television set. So it would take you, traveling in one of our current rocket ships, over 2 billion years to get from your couch to your television set. So now, if you wanted to get out of your neighborhood, wanted to get out of the Twin Cities, how long would that take you, traveling at that speed? And what if you wanted to get out of the state of Minnesota? And what if you wanted to get to New York? Think how long it would take. If it takes you 2 billion years to get to your television set, what would it take to get to New York? And I don't even want to think about how long it would take to get to China.